Devices are available for registering the quality grade allotted to each carcass. Grading can be carried out before or after carcasses are hung to the pre-selection line. These pass this information to a computerized control unit, which will also receive and process data on the weight of each carcass. Some plants now use computer-controlled VN systems, which assess quality automatically. Weight grading. Carcasses are weighed electronically either in rehung unit, which transfer them from the chilling line to the pre-selection line, or in a weight station installed in the pre-selection line itself. This information is then passed to a computerized control unit. How this information is processed? Information on weight and quality is processed in a computerized control unit, and each carcass allocated by weight and quality grade to a number of automatically activated unloading stations or to one or more automatic operation systems. Modern control systems allow individual customer orders to be met in the most cost-effective way and will integrate easily into higher computer systems. Whole carcass packing. How whole carcass will be packed will depend largely on whether they are to be sold fresh or frozen. Wet chill carcass to be sold frozen are usually packed into pre-printed polyethylene bags. This can be done manually using bagging clutches or either semi or fully automatically using a range of bagging and closing machines. Dry chilled birds to be sold freshly are usually placed onto trays and overwrapped with film. They are then weighed and labeled. Bags or other leak-proof package systems can be an alternative for this. Carcass to be further processed or sold wholesale are usually packed in bulk into cartons or returnable plastic crates. Secondary chilling stage. All the products that will be sold fresh rather than frozen require further chilling to slow the growth of cold-tolerant spoilage organisms. This is usually achieved by holding the wrapped product in a chilled room until the deep muscle temperature reaches 0 to 1 degree centigrade. Portioning and deboning operations. How the carcass is portioned. In a high volume market, a large percentage of carcass is cut into portions for retail sale, for use in canteen, catering outlets, and as a raw material for an increasingly wide range of fast food products. In low throughput plants, carcasses can still be cut manually. In most medium and high throughput plants, however, the birds are cut automatically by a modular system able to operate at hourly throughputs of about 5,000 carcasses or more. Most automatic cut-up systems are now installed on overhead conveyors, which allow cutting modules to be sited at any point on the conveyor. This makes for the optimum layout flexibility, helping to ensure the best possible logistics into the cut-up and deboning area. It is, of course, virtually important that the product is packed as quickly as possible and transferred to the chill store or freezer. Automatic cut-up systems are now able to replicate with great accuracy virtually all the portion cut currently in everyday circulation. They are also able to weigh size in line, whole and half carcasses, rear quarters, autonomic legs, and drumsticks. A relatively recent innovation is the ability to track the carcass electronically. Through the cut-up system or to bypass individual cutting modules when combined with weight information for the pre-selection line or from one or more weighing modules. In the cut-up system itself, this ability allows the carcass to be cut selectively and extremely cost efficiently according to the weight and to orders received by processing plants from the customers. The same techniques will allow legs, for example, to be sized into the whole leg portion, cut into thigh and drumstick portion, or transferred automatically to an automatic leg deboning line. Deboning system. More and more carcasses are being deboned to satisfy the rapidly increasing demand for deboned meat for use both at home and in preparation of an ever wider range of further processed convenience and catering product. Many low volume plants still debone by hand. Labor cost and availability will often dictate the deboning is done automatically. In many markets, breast fillet is still premium product. The first machines to debone these automatically were launched in early 1980s. Modern modular systems can now handle in excess of about 3000 breast caps or front halves per hour and can process these into a wide variety of breast fillet products, both with or without skin. The system, which can be integrated seamlessly with downstream weighing and packing activities, give excellent yield with minimal residual bones and can be switched quickly from one fillet product to another. Whole leg, thighs, drumsticks can now also be deskinned and deboned automatically. These activities can either be carried out in a standard machine or in a modular overhead conveyor based system, to which pre-sized legs are transferred automatically from one automatic cut-up system. Legs deboning can be performed at a speed of about 7,200 legs per hour. Packing of portions and deboned meat. Product for sale retail can be packed into a number of ways. Portion can be sold frozen, will usually have been individually quick frozen in a spiral freezer. These are often packed by weight into pre-printed polyethylene bags. Portions including breast and thighs fillets to be sold fresh will usually be packed on trays, overwrapped, weighed and labeled. In some markets, however, where the packs are sold by weight and count, sophisticated weighting systems will be assembled. The required packing weight automatically and with a minimum of the given away before the product is packed. In recent years, large supermarket groups are attaching increasing importance to use modified atmospheric packaging techniques. Packing portions of deboned meat in a modified environment prolongs the shelf life and give both processor and retailer increased operation and flexibility. Future trend and vision of these systems. Grading carcass and portion for quality has always been a key activity until relatively recently this was performed by eye. Some 10 years ago, the first line computer controlled vision system began to come into the market. Although initial progress was slow, vision systems have now become commonplace in today's high volume processing plants. The first system was installed to a grade fresh burden line after air chilling. Advantages were labor saving and perhaps even more important, more consistent grading. Accurate grading is essential if the best use is to be made of each individual carcass. The latest systems are now able to grade bird in line immediately after plucking and either before or during automatic portioning to grade individual parts of the carcass such as wings, breast, thighs and drumsticks. Grading birds after plucking pinpoints the exact reason for any downgrading and will reject the unfit carcasses. Grading individual parts of the bird saves labor, allows the best use to be made of each individual portion. Working also being carried out on using VN system to detect diseases on both killing and evisceration lines. Okay, inline tenderness management versus offline maturation. Maturation offline in a maturation store has number of disadvantages. This has already been discussed in previous slides. A process or combination of processes was therefore needed which allow the bird to mature in line to give the tender breast meat which consumer want. A process is now available which allows the same level of tenderness to be achieved in line in some 3 hours as were formerly only possible by sorting the birds offline for at least 6 to 8 hours. This process comprises of a cocktail of measures to accelerate both rigor mortis and breakdown of protein controlled by atmospheric stunning, electrostimulation and maturation chilling. Controlled atmosphere stunning has been shown to help the tenderizing process. Inline maturation is however also possible with high frequency electrical stunning. Electrostimulation, which accelerates the rigor mortis, has already been referred to the above and can give in just 90 seconds the same tenderizing effect as the maturing carcass offline for some about 4 hours. The maturation chill tunnel is a variant of standard air chilling tunnel, where the chilling process is carried out in 2 phases. In first, the shorter phase, all exterior and interior surface of the carcass are chilled rapidly using cold air at high velocities. The application of a thinner water film prevents the bird drying out and helps the chill process. In the second, the longer phase, the birds are subjected to less cold air at much lower velocities. This promotes maximum enzyme activity to break down the proteins. Maturation in line gives the following benefits. It saves labor as it eliminates double handling, improve hygiene as product is touchless, save space, improve logistics, reduced weight losses, help traceability and prolong the in-store shelf life. Now, tracking and tracing. In recent years, food safety has become a hot topic. Many retailers and fast food chains now insist on complete traceability of their product. In these plants where birds are kept online from live bird hanging onto the release as sized whole birds or portion, and where transfer between the individual processing line is carried out automatically. It is now possible to track each individual bird through the entire process and thereby guarantee the traceability. Birds are tracked by consumer linked to a central control system, which will also interface with inline weight heads, quality grade devices, and VN systems. This allows a complete file to be kept on each bird with full information on which growing farm it came from and how much it weighed after processing, what quality grades was assigned to it, and for what type of end product it was used and to consumed after it was dispatched. That's all about the primary processing of poultry birds. Thank you so much.